Hello guys, this is Enforcer Domain, and this is going to be a video about patch 4.0 Arcane Mage Guide. So let's start out with the talents. You can basically just copy this spec. You do want to get slow. You didn't need that before patch 4.0, but it's basically necessary to go down your talent tree, plus it's very useful. Optional ones are Improved Blink and Prismatic Cloak. You can put those in different ones if you want. I just put them there because I thought they were necessary. Then you want to put your 2 in Fire and your 3 in Frost. But even in Cataclysm, when you're 85, I noticed that you can't get Icy Veins, which was a useful cooldown before patch 4.0. But now you can't get it, and that takes away from our burn phase a lot, which I'll get into in a minute. But let's talk about Mastery. In case you didn't know about Mastery yet, each class and spec has its own Mastery. While the Arcane one, which I'll be talking about since this is an Arcane guide, increases all spell damage done by up to 19% based on your amount of mana the mage has unspent. So that gets me into glyphs and buffs that you want to buff yourself. Let's head over to glyphs. Your prime glyphs will be Arcane Blast and Mage Armor. In case you see, I don't have Mage Armor right now because there is a bug in the system and Inscriptionist can't make it right now, and I just can't afford that on the auction house right now because I just did buy Epic Flying. I know, so late to buy Epic Flying, but anyways. What Mage Armor does is it regains your mana, and this will regain 20% more mana, and I'll get into the burn phase because it has to do with this, but if you remember the Mastery, you do more damage with more mana, so you get mana back, so you'll be doing more damage. Your major ones would be, you don't need Molten Armor anymore, because I'll get into the crit and the armor in a minute, but the Glyph of Mirror image, which instead of just them firing frost bolts, they'll fire whatever spec you are. So for Arcane, they'll fire Arcane Blast, Arcane Power, and Arcane Missiles. Arcane Power I wouldn't use at the moment because it seems kind of bugged when I used it, and I used my Arcane Power. My actual cooldown didn't start to go down, so I had to respec and everything. And then your minor glyphs are up to you. I'm using Slow Volley just because it's useful sometimes. Now let's get into armor and gems. Like I was talking about crit earlier, you want to have 33% crit, which I know I only have 31%, but you want 33% crit rating without Molten Armor because you won't be using that anymore. So you do have to reforge, which I'll talk to you about that in a minute. The new hit cap is 17%, so it's a lot higher, and you need to get that, and I'll tell you about how you get that. But what you do is in reforging, you just go to the enchanter area, and there's a reforger. Now you can reforge your armor. You want to get hit capped at 17%, so you'll be wanting to take spirit and haste off, and then once you're hit capped, get your crit up to 33% if you can buy your armor. Depends what your armor is. Then after you get that, take haste and spirit off and get mastery. Get as much mastery as you can, but still have the 33% crit and hit capped. So, and then gems will help you out getting that hit. Don't just reforge first, you want to get these gems. Instead of the 10 intellect and 10 spirit gems, you want to get the 10 intellect and 10 hit gems. Because spirit is no longer useful for us, but all the other gems are the same, 10 intellect and 20 intellect, since spell power is now intellect. And then you want to use mage armor and arcane brilliance like before. Right now I'm going to show you the rotation. Let me just open up recount. And no, this is not the damage I'm doing. I just did this a little bit ago. But anyways, I'll put it right over here so you can see it. Here we go. This is a burn phase. So basically what a burn phase is, you pop all your cooldowns, your mirror image, arcane power, and then trinkets if you have some. And then you only do this when evocation's up, because I'll show you in a minute. So basically, let's just do this. You just spam Arcane Blast, no Arcane Missiles, just keep on spamming until your mana gets pretty low. can't see that, I'm basically at 10k on this dummy, so. And then it's a lot better than your other phase of DPSing, which I'll show you to you in a minute. And then you can pop your next cooldown because it is a global cooldown. But basically that's the end of your burn phase. You can keep on going as long as you want until you get really low on mana. But basically right now you want to pop evocation, get all your mana up, and then you go into your second phase, which is the same as the old rotation, which is 4 arcane blasts and then arcane missiles if possible, if not arcane barrage. This is just saving up your mana until evocation's back, and then you start another burn phase. You can totally see the huge difference in amount of DPS that you pull in each phase, for sure, I think. Basically, that's it, guys, for this Mage guide. Pretty sure I went over everything that has been implemented in patch 4.0.1. My next video, you should see it soon, will be about my character updates, gear about that I've got new on them, and basically mounts, stuff like that. So go check that out soon, and I'll see you in my later videos, guys. See ya.